Well, good morning, good morning. All right, another day on the road, and it is September 13th. It's Friday the 13th, so beware. And I had a great 2 days at Bryce Canyon National Park. I left about 7:45 a.m. And it's so funny, I did 2 days in that entire park, hiking and exploring. Never saw anything larger than a chipmunk, not even a regular squirrel, a chipmunk, nothing else. So what did you guess? As I leave the camp this morning, look at this video. I couldn't get it till they were kind of across the road, but they crossed right in front of me. It was 5 deer. Maybe you guys know what kind of deer that is. I didn't look close enough because they were getting away from me, so I wanted to film them. But yeah, it was great to see some kind of wildlife in this park, and especially compared to like Yellowstone. I was only in there for a couple, 3 hours in the morning, and I saw all kinds of animals, and I barely explored that place. So it was nice to see something. But anyway, I've only got a couple of hours to really about an hour and 15 minutes to get to one of the gates to get into the park. Then I'm driving basically all the way across the park, which is good. I want to see it, and if I was coming in on the other side, I would do it anyway. But from my direction, I'm going down the, what am I down? I think I'm down to 12 right now. Anyway, I'll correct that if I'm wrong. But anyway, I'm going down to, I think, the eastern gate, or southeast gate. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the visitor center in Zion National Park. So I'm planning on spending at least a couple days there. There's a few things I definitely want to do, and I'm gonna kind of research more once I get there. But I've also got, so I'm gonna go on one side, go across the whole park. The visitor center is near the other entrance, and then I found some dispersed camping that's in a town called Virgin, Utah. So I think that's appropriate, but it's about 10-15 minutes outside the park, so that's where I'm going to disperse camp. Hopefully it's good. So far, the one outside of Provo and this one were amazing, so I've had pretty good luck. One of the things you do when you look for BLM land and dispersed camping, make sure you look at people's comments on Google about it. That's the truth. They're not getting paid to say what they say, so whether it's good or not, they'll tell you. So the ones I picked were close and had good reviews when it came to what they were like. So I've got to also, once I've spent a good portion of the day in Zion, when I get out of the park, I do need to find a grocery store and get some groceries for food tonight and snacks and things like that. But I'm looking forward to it. It got cold, by the way. The weatherman lied. It was supposed to be, it's been exceptionally hot in Utah and at Bryce and also at Zion, and I'm eventually going to go to Grand Canyon. It's been in the hundreds, but it's been cooling off, and it's been really nice. So the highs were perfect, 65 to 75 both days, and it's supposed to be that way in Zion. But it got down to like 26 degrees last night. When I got in the car and started the car at almost, well, it was 7:45, it was 29 degrees. So probably got to 25, but I didn't have my thermometer on that I use for backpacking. But that's it. I'm hoping we see some beautiful things today. I can't imagine we're not. I see a sign here. We're just going into the Dixie National Forest. So we've got about 45 miles to the turnoff to get into the park, and then another, I think, 30 to 40 across, maybe 30 miles to go across the whole park to the visitor center. So that's my day. Come along with me. So I'm getting about, I don't know, 6-8 miles from the entrance to Zion National Park, but check this out. This is like a ranch you can come stay at and check it out. All right, guys, can we have a little talk, little therapeutic talk? So it's about 5:20 right now p.m. and found a nice spot here under a big tree with some shade. It's free. It's dispersed camping. It's not as pretty as the other spots, but I didn't want to keep going. There might have been better spots, but I found a good under a giant, looks like a ficus kind of tree. And but anyway, it's about 90 right now, so, and it's hot, so it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be hard to even go to sleep in the car because I'll have to have all the windows open, I guess. But what I wanted to talk to you about was, can you believe how, it's a couple things, how beautiful that park was. I came in from the east side. It's just an entrance. It's not even the main drag, and it has one of the most stunning, as you notice, I couldn't stop filming it, but I hope you enjoyed that. It was one of the most stunning things I've ever seen. The guy at the gate, when I showed my my America the Beautiful pass, gave me some tips, and he said, just so you know, everything's about the shuttle service in this park, and there's almost no parking. Like, you have little pullouts. There's 2 spots, and there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people here, and it's all combined to this one main road that's there. And so everything's shuttle. As you saw, that hike was really pretty, but a pain in the rear end, a pain. I got in that line, if I showed you, took about 15, 20 buses. Thankfully, they came every like 5 minutes, but it took me probably 45 minutes to get on a bus. Then the bus goes super slow, and there's a lot of stops. So I got off and did that hike, and I got to tell you, man, I'm not about it. I'm just not about it. When these places are crowded, like this park, and I know Yellowstone was crazy busy, and places like Yosemite, I think that I'm just spoiled from doing all this remote backpacking and just going places where I hardly see anybody. I prefer hardly to see anybody if I can. But for me to go to somewhere this beautiful, and it just defeats the purpose. People are on top of each other everywhere. And it's weird to do a hike. The hike was about 3 miles round trip. I went on this upper, I forget what it's called, something pools, I'll put it here. And then I did the lower one, and then I came back. It was somebody every 5 feet. I showed towards the end, I'm walking back, I'm in a line of 30 people, and the people in the front, it's kind of like a driver, right? They're in the front, they're going super slow, they won't let anybody go by, but it's too narrow. Plus there's people coming the other way, so the last half a mile was stuck behind a couple that was going super slow, and there's 30 plus behind them. So it's just, for me, it's very frustrating, and it's not worth it. I really, really wanted to do the Narrows tomorrow, but it's bad timing. Tomorrow is Saturday. The prudent thing is, and Brad, I'm gonna give you credit for this, he told me about it, and that's what a lot of people are doing, is just outside the park, you can, it's called Zion Outfitters, you can rent a pair of like they're not neoprene shoes, but they're super grippy on the bottom, neoprene socks, and a wooden hiking stick. When you do the Narrows, thankfully Brad told me, you know, the rocks are very slippy. They're always underwater, so they're mossy and they're slippery. So I was gonna just wear my trail runners, and I don't care about getting them wet. I do that all the time, you know, when I'm backpacking. But and it's like $35 now to rent it, and it's not the money at all, because I really wanted to do Narrows, but on a Saturday, and I was gonna get up really early and get on the bus. They start driving buses at 6 a.m. in the park, so you know that would be a way to but like, I'll give you an example. Going to the visitor center, it took me 45 minutes of circling before I got a spot, and the park, to see the visitor center, and that's where you leave your car to go in and get on the shuttle. So I'm not about it. I'm gonna leave tomorrow. I don't know when to come here, but it can't be peak season like this. It just really, really turned me off. The bus was packed. I'm touching people on every side. We're just smashed in like sardines. And I kept thinking, man, you know, I'm not paranoid about COVID, but let's hope COVID doesn't come back, because we would all get it. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is get up in the morning, get going. I have about, my next stop is Grand Canyon. It's about 4.5 hours away. I'm going to stop on the way to see Horseshoe Bend, and then go to the visitor center and start from there. The weather looks good, but the weather was supposed to be in the 70s here, and it was right around 100 almost in the park. It's 90 right now, and like I said, it's 5:30 now. It's supposed to be around 77. It shows it being kind of the same every day for a couple of days. So, you know, my plan is to go check everything out. If I'm being honest, and I'm always honest with you guys, I'm getting a little burnout. And not only the driving, and just, you know, everything's really expensive. I just went and got a few things at the grocery store, and it was $60. Should have been 20.
25. And so everything's expensive. Everywhere I go, every store, every restaurant is just packed. And I'm not enjoying it. And so I'm going to, I'm kind of hankering to, if I was doing this all the time on the road, I would love it, because I would post up these places that I'm parking. You can stay up to 14 days. So I wouldn't keep going back and forth and going in the park every day. I would find other things to do. So I've been gone. It is Friday the 13th, September 13th, and I left on the 18th of July. Excuse me. I lost my voice hiking today because it was so hot. But yeah, I'm just getting burnt out, and that's the honest truth. So I want to see the Grand Canyon. I'm going to go check that out, see how much there is to do. There's hikes and stuff. If it's too crazy hot, I'm not going to do it, but I do want to do some hikes. The hike today was beautiful. I hope I did my best not to have too many people in it, but geez, was it crowded. Just insanely crowded. And no etiquette. People don't know who has the right of way. People walk right down the middle when they're supposed to be walking like side by side and take up the whole thing, so people have to jump out of the way. And it's a whole thing is crazy. So I'm not enjoying it. I enjoyed it, how pretty it was, and I try to be present, but by the end of the day, I was over it. So sorry to ramble, but that's my therapy for today. I'm gonna chill. I did have some food at a pub there for a little bit. I kind of showed you a quick clip. Talked to some nice people that live in Utah, gave me some tips, and I'm just gonna relax and chill. No fire. I don't even know if I have enough in me to eat dinner. I might just drink water and maybe have something else to drink and just relax. So that's about it. I have a little service here too, which is nice, so I can edit and maybe upload something. So anyway, we'll see you guys in the morning. I'll try to show you a quick. This spot isn't super pretty like the last one, but it's okay. So I'll try to give you a clip before I sign off for the day. Bye. All right, so here's a quick glimpse of my spot. The road is just right there. You'll see a car go by in a minute. I can hear it. But anyway, there's a fire pit, which I'm not using. There's a neighbor there. But the sun is setting right there. Here's my spot in the shade. You can kind of see. It's nice and protected. I have all the windows down, but yeah, I'm gonna just relax today. I might get my chair out and sit and relax, but maybe laying down and going to bed early and getting up early so I can get out of here.